Navy pilot claims a mysterious black mass emerged from the ocean and swallowed a torpedo. Commander David Fravor became famous for his encounter with the UFO off of San Diego at the USS Nimitz, but things get even more interesting as he claims that something even more frightening happened a decade ago. A senior US Navy pilot claimed that a creepy black mass had been observed from the depths of the ocean that swallowed a torpedo, quote unquote, 10 years before the world-famous incident. Navy Commander David Fravor caught the world's attention in 2017 after describing how his fate saw an object of enormous size just below the surface of the water during training exercises in the Pacific Ocean, 160 kilometers off the coast of San Diego. The incident, which occurred in 2004, became known as the USS Nimitz after the encounter, after pilots saw a candy-shaped UFO in the air. They call it a tic-tac because it looked like a tic-tac. Now, speaking with Joe Rogan, Commander Fravor said another pilot had already had a similar encounter in the late 1990s off the coast of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is another location that we have very high frequency of UFO encounters and sightings. He explained that the pilot was on CH-53 aircraft and was to watch a BQM, that's an unmanned aircraft used by the U.S. Air Force. A diver jumped into the water to anchor it and return when something really strange happened. It's about 50 feet above the water, and it sees this kind of dark mass rising from the depths. He said, as they rise, the BQM, he looks at this thing and says, "What is this?" And then it goes into the water again. Once the BQM are out of the diver and the BQM are out of the water, this object has returned to the depths. The pilot thinks the incident is very strange, quote unquote, but it was not the first time it happened, as the same amazing thing happened a few months after that. Fravor said it was for a torpedo. They tied the diver with the winch and lowered it. Then he saw this large mass. It's not a submarine. He has already seen submarines. Once you have seen a submarine, you cannot confuse it with anything else. This is large, circular object, comes out of the depth. Then they start shouting from the intercom to pull the diver to the surface, and the diver is only a few meters underwater. They returned the winch upside down, and the diver thought, "What is happening?" And suddenly he said that the torpedo had just been sucked under the water and that the object had descended to the depths, and they never found it. Captain Fravor said that the helicopter pilot was adamant the torpedo did not sink because it literally looked like it was being sucked in, he said. And you can see the relevant video of this. Former Navy pilot details Tic-Tac UFO encounter on Joe Rogan. So this is another testimony of what happened with underwater when the diver was there looking at all this. And this I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comment. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.